gender dysphoria is not just for trans people. This was something that I learned from Abigail Thorne, who is the person known on YouTube as PhilosophyTube. She is a trans woman, and she talked about how she's talked a lot about what that's like since she's come out. And one of the things that she talked about, I forget which video it was, because she's made a lot over the years, and I've watched a lot of them. I haven't watched many of her more recent videos because my tastes in like political and philosophical content have kind of shifted over the years, but I still respect her and I've learned a lot from her. I mean, she's shaped who I am in many ways, and I highly recommend her content if you want to think and learn and stuff, and see what see another trans person living their life. It can be very interesting. And it's not all about gender stuff either. There's plenty of other sorts of content on her channel. I've been watching since way before she came out, and I don't know, she's just always been very intelligent and very, I don't know, just really cool. She's funny too, very entertaining person. I should get back to the topic though, shouldn't I? So, gender dysphoria isn't just for trans people, it's something that everyone experiences, Like when a cis woman shaves her legs, or, a man, a cis man, let's see, I know cis men have gender dysphoria about all sorts of things. I mean, fragile masculinity, it's wild. Like, they'll feel, gosh, I don't want to give an example that makes it seem like I hate men or cis men, because, while they do have issues sometimes, they're not all bad, But I mean, like when cis men straight up feel uncomfortable about the levels of testosterone in their body. I mean, I had a friend, well, I don't know if I would consider him a friend. He was kind of awful in a lot of ways, but in other ways he was cool, because people are complicated. But there was this kid at my school who, I knew pretty well, and he talked to me about personal stuff sometimes, like how, he went to the doctor and he got his testosterone levels checked, and they were lower than average, and he was insecure about that. That's a pretty obvious example right there. Now, gender dysphoria is probably more prominent in trans people for obvious reasons, We weren't born in a body that we're comfortable with much of the time, Like, not all trans people experience gender dysphoria necessarily, but, likewise, not all cisgender people don't. Some of them do. In fact, many do. I mean, there are plenty of times where women feel, like, uncomfortable because they don't look, feminine enough, and the same goes for men. And I'm talking about, like, cisgender women and men, you know what I mean? Like, and, like, in the video that Abigail made, it was like she said that, the reason that it's so focused on trans people is because it's kind of just doing the thing that medicine has done throughout history, which is that it pathologizes queerness. I mean, gender dysphoria is considered like a medical diagnosis at this point, I'm pretty sure. And while that does help in some ways, because it can allow people to help, get them treatment for their gender dysphoria, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's good, like, in every way, like, it's bad in some ways, because it shouldn't necessarily be pathologized. It's something that it's not real. I don't think it's a mental illness, I think it's just kind of like a feeling that you have sometimes, I mean, if it crosses the line into like body dysmorphia, where you like feel terrible about your body and you can't really function because of it and stuff like that, then it might be like, I mean, it's disruptive at the very least, you know, it's a problem then. And gender dysphoria is intrinsically uncomfortable, but like, I don't know if classifying it as a mental illness and specifically classifying it as one that only affects, you know, trans people and stuff like that is a good thing, you know? Because it's not really accurate to reality. I mean, yeah, you know, we all have a lot more in common than we realize sometimes, you know? So thought I would make a video about that. Maybe this might help you understand what it's like to be transgender, because, you know, if you're not, then you may have a good idea of what it's like. Not a great idea, because, like I said, it's still different for trans people than it is for cis people, but, like, there's still a lot of overlap in the lives of a trans person and the lives of a cis person or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah.